On this episode of Dirt Road Traveler, we're on our sixth leg of the John Muir Way.
And today we're traveling from Linlithgow to South Queensferry.
Well, our stay at the court residence was absolutely beautiful. One little tip, if you're staying in Linlithgow, spend some time, walk, see the little statues in the palace, and it's unbelievable. We're heading now to South Queensferry. From here should be 24 or so kilometers. So we'll obviously be checking in with you as we carry on this morning on our sixth leg of the, oh look, she has sunglasses out again. Rain jacket's not with us, but she has sunglasses. So this is our sixth leg, 24-ish kilometers today, and we're starting now. As we're heading out of town, we see this little statue that we didn't notice yesterday. And then we see a singular poppy beside the stone. And into the woods. We are 4.25 kilometers into our morning walk along the John Muir Way, and we've been going kind of vertical. But look at this panoramic view behind us. We're just making a turn. We're about 4.9 kilometers in, and don't want to walk right in front of this house, but check out the peak of the roof over the little side room. It's an iron peak. I don't know what to call it, but it's really quite impressive looking. And immediately we turn onto this paved path, and look at the ivy growing up all of these trees. Things you'd never see at home. Just a little personal flashback. When I was a kid, my father and mother owned racehorses, and when we first started, the stable was called Pony Trail Stables. Well, I haven't seen the word pony trail other than the road in Mississauga since then. In the words of Cindy, this is just awesome. This is really cool. So this almost looks like there would have been some sort of moat or something below the fence line with this stone gate. This gives you some scale to the size of this huge cylinder, and it's beside what appears to be an old cottage building. And this commemorates James Watt, the inventor of the condensing steam engine. How cool is that? And at this point, we're sort of across a little walkway from the Watt cottage, and we're at the Canal House as part of the walk along the way. And this property is a beautiful old ruin. So let's get it from a better angle. And there's the better angle of this beautiful property. So as we've come out of the Canal Estate, we're seeing the Guardian sculpture, and very interestingly enough, there's some detail about how it used to be a piece of horse harness. And there's the monument. Here's a sweet little display as we turn our way into Blackness. So we're 9 kilometers into our day, and we've decided to take a little deviation into Blackness to try to get ourselves a coffee. So fingers crossed. Okay, so rolls are a thing here. Now what a roll is basically a basic roll, and it has something in it. So this is an egg roll, and this is a haggis roll. So Cindy is just wanted a half, so she's having half a haggis. I'm having an egg roll and half a haggis. And by the way, the coffee here is the best coffee I've had since I've been in Scotland. Just saying. And at about 11.2 kilometers into our walking day, we are at the northern edge of the Roman Empire. Can't say as I've ever been to the northern edge of the Roman Empire before. Albeit in the distance, this is our first sighting of the castle and the Queensferry bridges sort of together. Just over 14 kilometers in, we're along the shoreline, but this wall leading to those trees is just beautiful. Well, we're seeing Blackness Castle and the bridges in the background and this crazy low tide that we've been walking along for the last hour and a bit. And check out all the sailboats that are so comfortably nestled into the mud of low tide. So we had heard that a distillery had just recently opened, and we decided that once we saw the name, this must be it. So Blackness Bay Distillery, they make whiskeys and rums, and very much worthwhile for a stop. We're gonna head inside and see what we see. They are currently distilling whiskey and a wee bit of rum. And this is a pretty little distillery. The mash tanks, wash tanks, lots of copper. Very awesome place.
Except when on holiday, then it's any time. That's very nice. It's a bit different. It's got
another really cool spot here. The lobster pot. And this is the grounds of Blackness Castle. It's quite beautiful. Oh, and look, it's Mrs. Dirt Road Traveler.
Muir was quite a character, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think his dad was quite a character as well.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
He seemed to have a good childhood in Dunbar.
Yeah.
Before, I think they moved to
California. Or California or Washington State.
He'd be about 10 years of age.
I think so.
Roughly that.
Yeah, and left the sisters behind when they first went.
Did they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they seem to have quite an interesting type. This flower that I'm gathering is called Meadow Sweet.
Okay.
And it's what my wife will make cordial. And if I can persuade her, she'll make some wine too.
That's fantastic. So this is called Meadow Sweet.
Meadow Sweet.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Not at all.
Okay. Bye for now. Well, how wonderful was that? That chap's name was Colin. And actually, shout out to our friends who are the Barra McNeils. Colin is a huge fan, as he was telling us about his fiddle playing and all sorts of other great things. Hey, we're 17 and a half-ish kilometers on our day. We're soon going to be in South Queensferry, so keep on enjoying. Hope you're enjoying. We're at just over 20 kilometers, and there's a new insignia that we haven't seen on the signs before. It's actually quite a beautiful sign. We never get tired of the sound of water cascades. We're 20 and a half in, and we have no idea what's on the other side of that wall. There's not really anything showing on our maps, but sort of an educated guess based on my distance away, that's probably 3.5 meters high. It's very tall. And one of the fun things about the laws of Scotland is we're freely walking through this pasture, and the sheep are just there, and it's okay. This little one came over to say hello, while the other two turned their backs on us. This little one ran away. We're just over 22 kilometers into our day. We've come through the gates from that sheep grazing area to see a sign that says private drive, garden house, East Gardens cottage only. Look at the beautiful garden on the side of that hill, surrounded of course by that stone fence. Sadly, the Hopetoun Estate is closed today, or we would love to go in and have a look. We're going to show you a picture of what the estate looks like. It's unbelievable. We did walk through the grounds as we went through the fields where the sheep are grazing, but what a spectacular building. This, as we leave, is the gates to the estate. And of course, I'm just showing you one half. Unbelievable. And this is the entire gate structure. Unbelievable. And we've just come out of the Hopetoun Estate area, and there's the bridges of South Queensferry. And of interest, the tide is coming in. 26 kilometers in. Apparently we're less than half a kilometer from a pint, and I'm just thankful that this is not the name of the street that I live on. Check out this little island underneath the bridge, and whatever that was, I'm gonna try to find out. Okay, so coming into South Queensferry is actually quite a pretty little spot. Lovely. I love really, really old signs like this. You know, that's 207 years old. Okay, so the 24-ish kilometers turned into 26 and a bit. We are finished for the day, which means it's time for attendance, and we're celebrating our tenants at the
Ferry Tap.
Ferry Tap pub here in South Queensferry, Scotland. Cheers. It's quite the cool pub. This very much reminds me of my summer of 2010 in Tenby Harbour, Wales. There's so much about this is the same. And this, I believe, is as close as we're going to get to the Loch Ness Monster. And this is our accommodation for the night. We're staying at the Hawes Inn. And they have a series of little rooms and outbuildings that are all attached. And I think we're going to also have supper here tonight. And this is our cozy little room for tonight. This is sort of like when we first started cruising. You had a little porthole window and a nice comfy room, knowing that you weren't spending all your time in the room. But it looks like a comfy bed. and we'll be quite happy with that tonight.